Up next, we actually have Mark Stobbe, with being in jail while presumed innocent, implications for equality before the law.
Hi, honourable jury members, particularly the one of you that spent a lot of time doing court reporting. I'm sure you've heard of the saying and the principle of innocent until proved guilty. It can be tough to reconcile this principle with the information on the slide that's up there. The fact is, the majority of people in Canada's jails today haven't been convicted of the crime that they're in jail for. It's called remand. They're waiting for their day in court. It's something that's developed over the last 2 decades. Over the past 20 years, the crime rate in Canada has dropped by about 40%. The rate at which people are in jail who have been convicted has dropped by about 25%. The remand rate, people who haven't been convicted, has more than doubled. So why should anyone care? Well, first, if you're a taxpayer, there's money. It costs about $160 a day to keep a person in jail. The increase in the remand rate in Canada over the last 20 years is costing Canadian taxpayers over $400 million a year, every year. On a personal level, think about the impact of your life if you were falsely accused of a crime and you spent a year to 2 years in jail waiting for your day in court. So those are good reasons to care, but they're not actually the reasons why I'm doing this study. I'm looking at something more important. It seems that if a person has waited for their day in court while they're in jail, they've got a greater chance of being convicted. If they're convicted, they get harsher penalties. Now, the problem is people end up in remand for reasons that have got nothing to do with the charges or the offense or their guilt. If you can't make bail, you go to jail. If you're Aboriginal, you've got a much better chance of being in remand than if you're white. It can depend on where you live. In the province of Manitoba, there's more people in remand per capita than there are in jail in any other province total. So you've got the importation of questions other than guilt into the courtroom. So the reason that the growth in remand is important is not just because it undermines the presumption of innocent until proven guilty. It's not just because people are being punished before they're convicted of anything. They're being, the growth in remand is actually undermining another important presumption, and that is that everybody is treated equally before the law. So thank you for taking 30 seconds to listen to my dissertation.